Well, let's continue with this. We have all these floor plans with furniture. And now I'm going to prepare another sheet, but instead of furniture, I'm going to place dimensions. Well, there's another thing we can do is we can you see that when we were working with the sheet itself, we had all these things here. So we can change the project name. It's a single family house, whatever. This is the owner. Well, the owner, or this can be you. Type your name here. And this is the floor, and then this is the sheet name. So we can plan with furniture. Okay, so these are the single family house, the floor plan with furniture, and your name here. This is the basic. We will design our own layout, but at least we have this. So if I select a new sheet, I think I had already uploaded this loading to the project single family house. Okay. If we duplicate sheet, here we have single family house. Here we can change that name. That would be a floor plan with dimensions. And then you will have your name here. Okay, so we have a new number, a new name, and now we can start dragging things. I'm going to close this one. And now I can start dragging things there. But now I need a new document, okay, because I can't place dimensions here and hide this, because if I hide in view this element, if I go to the sheet, I don't see that element. And I can't drag the same drawing. Okay, so I can't drag the level 0 furniture here because it's placed on another sheet. Okay, so what I need to do now is to duplicate this view, and I can duplicate this view and name it level 0 dimensions. Okay, so in these level 0 dimensions here, I can hide this category. I can hide furniture, and now I can place dimensions, and I think it will work better. Placing dimensions is not just, we need to know what we are doing, and there's a criteria to place dimensions. We need exterior and interior dimensions. And it's very important that dimensions are organized. And what does it mean that dimensions should be organized? That they have to be lined up, and I have to start placing dimensions from something smaller, closer to the drawing, and something bigger farther from the drawing. Okay, I will explain this. Use a line, and use here we have wall center line. I'm going to use, in this case, I'm going to use wall faces, but sometimes we might need a wall center line. So the first dimension, if I want to define everything that happens in this elevation or in this facade here. So this is the first point, and that's the second point, and I place it here. And now I can go from this to that point, and I have to place it there. Okay, so that's what I mean, that it's important that those dimensions are lined up. If you move this like this, it doesn't look nice. Okay, so make sure that both dimensions are lined up. And then I need the general dimension. I need the dimension from this corner to that corner. So I need another one. I align this and this, and then I place it farther from the drawing. Again, the total dimension should be the last one. Okay, so if I have something partial dimensions from this point to this point, and then from that point to that point, they have to be closer to the drawing, and then the total dimension has to be the last one. And so on and so forth. So you have to do the same with the same thing with everything. What if can I change the type? We can, if you select the dimension and you edit type. Here, for example, we have everything. We can change the line weight. We have changed the tick mark. You see that it's a diagonal 1.5. We can select the dot. I don't like it. So I think well, you have an arrow. I don't like it either. So I think the diagonal 1.5 is the most elegant thing. And we can change the text. Probably if this text size is too big, we can make it smaller. We can type 15 and apply, and then all dimensions change. Okay. What else? We can change the units. By default, we have feet and fractional inches because we are using the project settings. But I can change that. And if I want to work only with inches, now it changes here. Okay, so it depends. I'm going to use inches because I don't want a lot of numbers here, but either way works. So the important thing is that you can control the size, the text size. You can control the units, and you can control all these features here. If you want to create your own style, you can select this. You can edit type, and we can duplicate. Okay, and then we can duplicate, and I can create my own style. Okay, and now if I want the tick mark to be different, now the tick mark is different, but you see that I have changed only this one. If I want to change the rest, I have to select the rest of dimensions, and then I have my style here, and then I can change it. I don't like this. I want the tick mark to be smaller, like this. That's good. So I'm going to keep using dimensions. For example, here, we should know the distance or the the size of this column. So I can do this, and then I can do that, and then I need the size of the column again. Then this, and finally this. Okay, so as you can see, when I start placing dimensions, I keep going until the end. So I don't stop here. So I keep going until the end. And then if I want to know the distance between this face and that face, I can do it. So I can do this, or until this face, for example, here, and now this one and that one, these are the same. And if I need the total dimension, then I take this dimension and then I place it here. So this is well organized. I have the smaller dimensions closer to the walls or closer to the drawing, and the biggest dimension, the total dimension, at the end of this. Okay. You have to keep going because once we are placing dimensions, you have to do it all the way. So it's not just, okay, so you know that dimension, so you know this one. It doesn't have to be the same. This is 383 and this can be 885. Why not? Okay, let's do it. And okay, but I'm going to show you that we can do this all at once, and probably so we can do this, and instead of placing dimension, I can keep measuring things. And then I can place this here. And now if I take the total dimension, and you can place it here. And look at this, this is 382 and this is 383. So don't take it for granted. It doesn't have to be the same. And now we need this one, align. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if we have a corner here, take this one and that one, and finally this one. Okay, so all dimensions are here. And now place the total one there. Okay, so we are done with the external dimensions. What about internal dimensions? So I have to follow the same criteria. The internal dimensions, I need a line and I need to take all dimensions inside. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I don't like this. So when we are placing dimensions, this is good for furniture, having this black, because you can understand easily what the space is and what the walls are. But when we are taking dimensions, I don't like this black color here, especially if I want to place dimensions inside the walls. What can we do? We can override graphics in view by category, and we can either select a white or we can make it not visible. Okay, but the criteria is important, so we have to do the same with all the elements by category, and then you can select the white. White. Okay, so I think working with different line types here, I think it works better. Can we change this line type? Yes, we can. If we override graphics in view by category, you see that here we have cut lines, and cut lines, the weight goes by object style, but here I can use different weights. So let's select something bold, 10. Okay, so we don't want 10, but do we want 5? Yeah, so with this, you can select the line weight that it's the best for the drawing. Okay, so now there's a clear difference between the wall and the things that are not structural elements or solid elements. So this is a window, okay, and the door and the steps. But again, we have to do the same thing here. So if we override graphics in view by category, the cut lines, I need a weight with the same line weight for the walls and the Okay, I like this because there's a clear difference between these auxiliary lines for dimensions and the important lines that are the structural ones. So once we have this level 0 with dimensions, I can go back to my floor plan with dimensions and I can drag this here. Okay, and I have to do the same with level 1. Level 1 with furniture. I want to duplicate. Now it's level 1 with dimensions. I want to hide this category. I want to change the hatch. So I want it to be white. And I want to change the line weight by category. So the cut lines, line weight 5. There you go. So this is very important. Those small details make the drawing more professional. If you don't do that, if you have different line types in different plans or you have different hatches in different plans, it doesn't look good. And now it's a time to place dimensions. So do it again. And place it here. And now I think since there are like 2 volumes here, I need all these small dimensions, but I need to know this volume and that volume. So I take this dimension here and here. And finally, I'll take the total. There you go. So that's the right way to do it. And then when it comes to internal dimensions, I'm going to place this one, that one. Okay, everything's lined up. And then if I want to define this room, then I have to do this. I do need the total dimension here. Okay, and for that one, I've got this. And then I would need another line. This way. As you can see, I can't place dimensions furniture at the same time because it would be a mess. But if we want to define this room, we need all these dimensions. Imagine that you're a worker and you need to place this window. So you need to know that there's 62 inches from this wall to the beginning of the window and 55 inches to this. Okay, and this total number is 153, and we need this dimension and we need this. So there are a lot of things we need to know. Probably we might need this one too. Okay, because here we have taken this wall dimension. Here we have this, but what's the size of this? It's not defined. So probably in this line, I can do it again. because I need dimension from here to here, then there. So now I define that this is 28. Now I have another line there. This is the width of the door, and this is it. There you go. So now all these dimensions are defined. What about this one? We need another interior line. And you can go all the way up. Okay. It's not a question of placing a lot of dimensions. It's about placing the dimensions we need to define every single room and every single element of the room. But it's very important that when we start, we keep going up to the end of the drawing, vertically and horizontally. Sometimes it's difficult because does this dimension belong to this line or to that line? If we edit type here, we can select where the text is placed. So here we have the text offset. Okay, if we reduce this text offset, you see that it's closer to the line. And if it's 0, okay, we can even have this gap here to place the text. When we have a lot of dimensions, I think that's useful placing this here, okay? So keep going on sheet 2, then I can drag this level 1 with dimension. Make sure again that it's lined up with this. And there you go. Then we would need the third one. Now we have this feeling probably those dimensions are too small for the size of the sheet. We have to print it out, okay? Because on the screen we can zoom in and we see that, but if we print this out, then we will have to see if this is the right size for this text. I have my doubts. I think this is too small, okay? But we'll see. So this is what you have to do today. You have to place, you have to complete the 3D model. You have to place furniture, and then you have to place dimensions. And you have to upload this on Canvas. I can't continue because I need to explain more things on Wednesday. But if you don't, if I don't see your file, I don't want to continue. So please upload this on Canvas as soon as possible, and I will keep recording lessons on Wednesday. Okay.